This is a journey into sound. A journey which will bring to you new color, new dimension, new values, and a new experience.
That's the thing you were talking about, David. It's not like he purposely didn't want to sit on his laurels and be in a comfort zone. It wasn't that. It was because he was a true artist and he wanted to create. He said to me in 2002, he said, Mike, all this money I have and all this fame, I don't need any of it. I could live out of a fucking suitcase in a small room. And he meant it. He didn't say it as bullshit. Yeah. And he had a Buddhistic side to him and he had a spiritual side. And obviously it caused conflict in parts of his life, but a lot of people didn't know that in the late 60s he was studying with a monk and he wanted to go into that world and be a monk. And the monk actually told him, you're better off this lifetime doing your music. You're going to have a bigger impact.
Wow.
And I was sitting with David with a Zen master who was 98 years old in Tokyo. We were invited to a Zen tea party, just me and David and Zach, and we went. And this guy said to us, through the translator, he said, in 21st century, it's going to be the artists and the musicians and the rock people that are going to be your real religion, because religions have been so, they inverted everything. They lost their way. They lost the oneness, and it became power trips and greed and cults, as opposed to, you know, we're all connected and we're all one and we're all one body and we should be all in that love zone, but it all got inverted. And this guy recognized it's the music that's going to change situations. So now during this period of the pandemic, more than ever, we need to be making this music.
Yeah, no, I was just saying the same thing. It's almost like...
it's the only thing that's sane right
It's
now.
almost like Babylon in a way, if you think about it, the concept of we'll fix it in the mix, right? And you remember that term. How many times did you hear that when something was half-assed or just, we'll fix it in the mix? And it's really a metaphor for the world we live in now. Because the truth is, David Bowie wasn't fixing much shit in the mix. But the reason he was getting it right was because he surrounded himself with the perfect foils and the level of self-awareness and clarity of vision that, like, that's the thing that I think even supersedes talent.
Key word that has come out of this whole discussion, it's a self-awareness, but not everybody has it because most people are sleeping, even if their eyes are open. So he had that, and he had his own vision, but he knew if he wanted to do something that was going to be accepted by the world and historically be known in 300 years. I said 25 years ago, he will be known in 200 years.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I think you just gave me the title of this whole thing. David Bowie was woke.
Yes.
He was woke.
That's it.
You know. But yeah, man, like, I'll take it a step further. Maybe 1,000 years from now, why wouldn't David Bowie be, or the Beatles, be seen as Jesuses today?
The way we know Mozart and Beethoven and Da Vinci, I think that's how we'll know the Beatles and Bowie. I don't think it's the...
It'll turn into a religious thing?
I don't think so. I think it's going to be an inspiration for more and better art. I think that's the healthy thing, because religions end up screwing themselves up, you know, so they lose their beauty and what Buddha said and Jesus said and Moses and Abraham. People distort it for their own...
Oh yeah, it's never the guy. It's always some asshole that comes along later.
I bring you a message of great importance.
But that's like one of the things I always feel like, to make the religious analogy, is like, it's that direct to the source thing. So like sitting with you it would have been like hanging out with John the Baptist. You know what I mean? You were, and maybe I'm the guy who's writing the scriptures, because those guys were once or twice removed, but they were still straight to the source, right? You know,
everyone has access to it. It has a lot to do with the decisions you make and what you said, that self-awareness. It's easy in this society to be brainwashed and fall asleep, you know?
When I was about 18, I studied Tibetan Buddhism for about 2 or 3 years, and I had a teacher called Chimi Yongdang Rinpoche. He eventually told me to exert myself in music and not run off and get my hair cut off and become a lama. A Zen teacher at a temple that I like a lot in Kyoto. Out of nowhere, he suddenly said, religion is over. and it lies in the arts. The spiritual life will be in the vessel of the visual and the musical arts.